Hey guys, just wanted to do a quick video on acid testing silver, and in front of me is a chart that tells you how to read the results of an acid test on silver. And getting this off the internet. Also had one of these charts, one of these color charts, come with my acid testing kit for precious metals, gold, silver, and the like. But you can see that the results of the acid test on the black stone, which is here and here. By the way, I'm gonna test several pieces today and show you how to go about this test. I'm also going to test some junk silver plating and some non-silver items to show you how they how they perform or stand up to the test. But anyways, getting back to the chart, the color chart. When the results are bright red, you're looking at fine silver, 999. When they are darker red, you're looking at 925 or sterling. When the results are brown, you're looking at 800, 0.88 or 800. Green, 500, yellow, lead or tin, dark brown, brass, blue, nickel. And so I just want to show you the color chart real quick before we do this test, so you have a better idea what the results mean when I do the test. Okay, so first off here I have a stamped 925 sterling silver earring that I found about a week ago in one of the parks while I was out metal detecting. So let's go ahead and get some of that on the stone and test it. Okay, we got a decent sample right there. I can get the light on it as good as I can. There we go. And let's go ahead and apply the acid and see what color it turns. I can see already, I'm not looking at it with my eye, but I can see already through the camera that it's turning red. So let me raise it up, get up underneath the light here. Of course my fingers look red too. There you go, you can see real clear, well maybe not real clear, but you can clearly see the color in there is red. It's not dark brown or anything like that. So that is 925. Alright, here we have a sterling silver skull that I found about a year ago while out metal detecting. And so let's go ahead and scratch some of that onto the stone and see what we got. Oop, almost knocked the acid over. That wouldn't be good. I'm going to try to make a little bit wider sample this time to make it easier to see through the camera. Okay, so that's from the bottom edge of the piece. Let's go ahead and put some acid on it. See what we got. Yep, it's turning red immediately. So that too is 925. That piece is also stamped on the inside of the skull. And you can see once again under the surface of the acid it's red or very bright brown, dark red, which would indicate sterling silver. So let's go ahead and clean up the stone again and do the next piece. I really should have gloves on when I do this. I would recommend it for anybody with sensitive skin because this stuff does bubble and splash occasionally. And when I get it on the backs of my hands, it burns. But typically when I get it on the pads of my hands or my fingers, I don't feel a thing. So anyways, let's move on to the next piece. Right here I have a little sterling silver teddy bear. And this one is not marked, but I found this also in a hunt several years ago. Go ahead and get some of Teddy on the stone there. There we go. And you want to scratch this really hard to get through any potential plating that may be on the piece too. So there we go. That one is definitely red also. You can see it right through. That's a nice test result there. Nice and bright. So let's go ahead and clean up the stone. That one also is 925. Now when you're testing gold, you want to clean the stone very well with 24 karat acid to make sure you don't get any false results. But with sterling, it's not nearly as important. Here's another piece, hoop earring, sterling silver I found a while back. This thing is really beat up. But let's go ahead and get some silver on the stone there. And again, I'm scratching it fairly hard to get through any potential plating. You want to make sure you're getting accurate results. And let's see what we got. Yeah, it's starting to turn red immediately. Yep. You want to look for a typical rust color in your test results. So actually right about there is about the best visual on it. It's almost an orangish red. It can be a little bit brighter in some instances. I'm not going to test any 999 fine pure silver. Today I'm just testing sterling and non-silver or silver plate pieces. Here's another one that I found just the other day. You might have recognized it in my most recent video. This is a 36.17 gram sterling silver necklace that I found just the other day, June 9th, and my latest video is up on that, or has that in it. But this one is also stamped 925 Italy, and I did a test in the video regarding this piece. And I'm going to include it in today's video. Let's go ahead and scratch some silver on the piece, or on the stone. Let's see, got through all the way through any potential plating. When it goes on, it's silver colored, and then within just a few seconds, it begins to turn red. You can see that. So that's what you want to find if you're checking a silver piece to find out if it's sterling silver or not. You want to get that dark, that dark or bright red results on your test piece. Go ahead and clean up my desk a little bit. It's getting a little acid on it. All right, let me clean the stone up. That is several of my 925 pieces. I just wanted to show you guys how to do that. And these test kits are available on eBay. And you want to look, I forget the brand. I don't remember the brand, but if you look at this bottle, all the other brands are, there's basically only one brand, I think. Yeah, there we go. JSP test kit. It's got all the different acids in it for gold and platinum and silver. But they're available on eBay for about 15-20 bucks. All right, what to do next? Let's do this plated earring. This looks to be chrome, and I'll show you what happens. Let's see what happens on the stone when we test it. So this is, I got a little acid on my fingertip. Okay, no big deal. So let's get some metal on the stone, get through It's starting to dig in into the stone. It's getting rough. Okay, so that should be plenty of sample to get through any potential plating. Okay, I don't know if you can see that through the acid. The acid is slightly brown or orange color, but I guess the lighting on the camera is not working so hot, but from here it is not red. It is staying silver colored under the, there you go, that's a little better. See how light colored that is? That's actually silver colored underneath the acid. The acid is not doing anything to it or changing the color of the metal, the sample metal at all. So let me soak up that acid with a towel, and you can see clearly that the color of that metal has not changed. It has remained chrome or silver colored. And you can see as I dab the acid off of it that it hasn't changed like the sterling did. You can see it's still chrome or silver colored. I'm not sure what kind of metal that is. It's probably chrome, but the bottom line is it does not turn red like the sterling silver will. So let's go ahead and clean up our stone and move on to the next piece. I don't even know if I can get it off the stone with the silver acid. See, it won't even wipe off. So you start running into inconsistencies with the test if your metal is not 925, is not sterling silver. So let me go ahead and get the other acid out, and then I'll continue the test. I want to clean the stone real good at this point because obviously that metal's not coming off there without a good, powerful acid. I'll be right back. Alright, I used a 22 karat acid on there to clean the stone. So now it's nice and clean again, you can see. But let's go ahead and test another piece. This one here, Mick Jagger lips, little charm. I found a couple of years back, metal detecting, and it looks to be silver plated, but it is definitely not marked. You can see clearly. I have another piece actually that looks very similar to this. It is a sterling silver dog charm, and this piece is stamped. And it looks identical. Look at the color of the metal. Look at the shine. Everything is nearly identical. And only to the trained eye can you notice a slight difference between this one and the sterling silver. So, if you can't tell the difference, you're not alone. Some of these pieces are really hard to determine, but this one actually says, something ROC Stirl, or STR, stir. And I looked this up on the internet, and they make sterling silver dog charms, or various charms. Okay, so anyways, let's go ahead and test this piece, and then I'll test the dog charm and show you the difference. I can already see copper coming through the plating on that one. Can you see it? There we go. So perhaps that's not a good place to, yeah. It looks silver on the outside, but that looks copper colored down there. So anyways, let's go ahead and get this tested. And while it does have that orange hue to it, similar to what the silver had, I do not see red in there at all. And it looks like it has completely disintegrated the plating, whatever it is. The acid has eaten it away. There is no more color left on the stone. As you can see, it's gone. So the acid ate it completely. There's a little glint of copper there on the stone. You can see it right there. Anyways, yeah, the acid just ate it away, completely gone. So let's clean the stone up and let's test the dog charm. Give that a quick wipe. Toss that towel. Make sure I get most of it off my fingertips. Okay, now on to the Sterling Buddy charm. So, get through any potential plating on that. Real nice amount, generous portion there. Come on, camera. There we go. And let's go ahead and get the acid on there and see what we got. I don't mind using a lot of acid here because, wait a minute, it's gone. Might have to retest on this one. I'm not seeing any material. Okay, so what might have happened, I'm not sure about the test results on this one. I tested this charm a while back and it came out red. So for some reason the acid has eaten away, completely eaten away the test sample that I put down on there. So let me figure out what's going on and I'll get right back with you. Alright, I cleaned the stone up again. Let's go ahead and retest on this one. This is the dog charm. Get a nice generous amount on the stone there. Getting through any potential plating just to be sure. Now like I said, this piece is stamped. It says ROC stir on it. And so obviously you can see all kinds of metal flakes on there and everything. So let's go ahead and get the acid on there and see what we got. Now I'm not going to acid the whole thing, I'm just going to acid a portion of it. Okay, so it appears to be, yes, okay, there we go. If you can see, it's red on the outside edges. There's a lot of reaction in there and a lot of red toning, red response. So I'm going to go ahead and roll the acid down the stone. Okay, so there are your test results. See all the red inside there? And so the results of the acid reacting with the silver are definitely red. I just had to get enough on the stone in order to make it work. Not only that, but it appears that some of the 18 karat testing solution may have mixed with the acid from the silver the first time I tested this. And so that would make my test on the plated lips illegitimate also. In other words, this could still be silver. I know it's not, but this could still be silver because the test results were tainted by the acid from the 22 karat. Some of it mixed. I didn't get all the 22 karat acid off the stone, and so that's why the test on the lips charm failed. It wasn't because that's not silver, it's because the 22 karat acid mixed with the sterling acid and completely obliterated the test sample from the lips on the stone, just like it did the first time on the dog charm. But now the second time after I cleaned it with the silver acid, it is now coming up more reliable. So now that I have cleaned the stone with more of the silver acid, I think we'll get a much truer test result on both these pieces. So I know it can seem a little confusing at times, but patience pays high dividends when you're trying to learn something or teach it to others. So just hang in there with me and I'll be able to pass on these test results to any and everyone out there on the internet, on YouTube, who wants to know how to test their own pieces. It can be fairly cheap. Sometimes you get conflicting results and you just have to be patient and continue to press through until you're confident in the results. So now that the stone has been cleaned with the silver acid, I know we'll get a reliable test result from both these pieces. So let's put both pieces down on the stone. There's the lips. Now the dog charm. Okay, and let's test both of them side by side, and you'll get an idea what I'm talking about. So, get the acid on the copper piece, or rather the plated piece, and then let's get the acid on the silver piece and see what we get as a result. Sometimes it's hard to see through the acid, but if you get close enough, you can see that the dog charm is resulting red, and the other one looks like it has disintegrated the metal altogether. So in the first one here, you can see that the metal is gone, but in the second one, the sterling silver has stayed on the stone underneath there and has turned red, which confirms that it is sterling. So that's it, folks. That's how you test your samples with an acid test kit. Make sure the stone is clean. You might even go over the stone ahead of time with the acid that you are planning on using to test the particular piece that you're going to test, just to make sure the test results are not corrupted by a more powerful acid. You want your test to be reliable, so as long as your stone is clean, you can go over it ahead of time with a cloth that you've applied the acid to, the kind or the power of the acid, the rated acid that you plan on using on your test piece. But if you clean it ahead of time with something like 22 karat acid, 22 karat gold acid, and then you try to test a silver piece on it, that 22 karat acid may affect the results of your silver test, because the 22 karat acid is far more powerful than the silver acid. So that's why I'm saying you can always go over your stone ahead of time just to make sure it's pre-cleaned by the type of acid that you plan on using for your piece. Okay? Silver acid ahead of time if you're going to test a silver piece. Just like that. Clean it up. Scratch the stone. Put the acid over your test sample, and then you'll get clean results. But you need to make sure that there's no residue from a more powerful acid on the stone, or your results are going to be corrupted. So that's it. Well, that's my test and my video for the day. Hope you found the information helpful. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Again, these test kits are available on eBay for about 15 to 20 bucks. And now you can basically test your own silver and gold pieces. Maybe I'll do a video in the future of how to test gold, but silver is tricky enough as it is, and most of the common pieces you're going to find out there metal detecting are silver anyways. So just wanted to cover the basics today. Wanted to thank all my new subscribers, and hope you guys have a blessed week. If you liked the video or found it helpful, you know what to do. Alright, I'll see you out there on the hunt. And so anyways, thanks a lot for everything. Hope you all have a great day. Duster Dan signing off.